And we are good to go. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Let me unmute myself. Yeah, so you messed up the title.
Oh, of course I did.
Yo, I don't know if you guys knew that. So, no, I'm the Northeast Regional Sales Manager.
Yeah.
And was that intro music?
Yeah, that's Jason Aldean. That's what.
No way.
Usually it's hip hop, so I took over tonight. I'm a little country.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Intro music. It gets you in the right mood. Well, I don't know. Do you want me just to go?
Yeah, just go for it. Crystal kind of filled me in, but it's been a crazy day getting ready to have her and her family here. So I'm just gonna hand it over to you. And there's a lot of construction going on in the back. So take it away, Jeff.
Yeah, I was wondering who was doing construction during a call. That's dangerous. Guys, it's so good to be with you. Just a little bit about me before we get started. I'm somewhat new to Beachbody. I've been here for 9 months. If you know our sales team at all, I'm actually a veteran. We have a lot of new people that's joined our team. We've grown a lot. But yeah, I love it. I've been here for 9 months. Before I came to Beachbody, I did a lot of sales and marketing for a few startups and established companies here in Utah. So my background's been sales and marketing. I'm married. I have 3 beautiful little daughters. They're just the cutest little things on this planet. And then my wife's actually pregnant. She's pregnant with our 4th girl. So my life is it's crazy. I got a lot of girls in my house. Yeah, congratulations. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. 4 little girls. My oldest is 7. She started 2nd grade yesterday. My youngest is 2. And then I have a 5-year-old. Anyways, I love Beachbody. I'm so glad that I was able to join Beachbody, and I love working with you guys. We have some amazing coaches. And I'm always impressed with how good our coaches are. You guys are also amazing. And I wanted to give you guys really an update on Beachbody, how we're doing as a company. We are growing like crazy. And I know you guys know this, but this is going to be our biggest month ever. We're going to add a lot of new coaches, more than we've ever added before. We're growing every month, and it's just exciting. And I ask myself all the time, like, why? Like, what's going on? What's working? And I think it's a combination of a lot of things. But a couple big things would be we have amazing coaches. You guys do a great job. Our products work. If they weren't working, we wouldn't be growing. So our products, they work, and they help people see results, and they're changing lives. So I think those are 2 major reasons why we're having so much success. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you. Like, we really appreciate everything you guys do. So yeah, that's kind of how things are going. It's a great time to be a part of Beachbody. We're still new. We're still young. We're still growing. There's tons of opportunity. And really, we are just in the United States. It's crazy that we're having this much success just in the United States. So it's really exciting. I don't know. Do you guys normally talk on these calls? Like, can we have some interaction? Is that cool?
Yeah, no, we totally do. I didn't really know what the setup was for this. And like I said, Crystal is driving. She's like 30 miles away. So,
well, she needs to why is she late? Like, come on, get her priorities straight.
5.5 hour drive,
Leave earlier. Well, so it's August, right? It's Team Cup month. How are you guys doing?
It's a tough month. For myself, I know as a seasoned coach, it's probably August and December are the toughest months that we have. But we call it the harvest season on our team, planting the seeds, growing, getting people pushing forward.
Okay. Has anybody reached their goal so far? Nobody. I'm not seeing any hands. Anybody close?
Well, my goal for this month of the Team Cup was 30 points, but I've hit my no matter what goals, but not my team cut goals yet.
Okay. Well, I guess what I want to tell you guys or say to you guys is, yes, it may be a tough month. And I've heard that from a lot of different coaches. Elena is very close. Keep going. And that's really what I want to tell you guys. Be the type of coach that makes and drives towards goals all the way. And, it's easy to quit. It's easy to quit when you see some opposition. It's easy to say, well, it's the 20th. I don't think there's any time left. Be the type of coach that says, I'm going to do whatever it takes and fight to the end to reach your goal. This business is about growth, and growth doesn't come easy. And so be willing to do the hard things, do what's required to be successful. And, like I've said, just don't give in. Do what it takes to reach your goal all the way to the end. And if you've given your all and put forth given it everything you can, and you don't reach your goal, at least you can feel good and confident that you did your best to reach your goal. So keep going. I mentioned I have kids, and I talk with my kids all the time about this. I want them to do hard things. I realize they have it pretty easy in their life, and I want them to do tough things and not have it so easy. And I'm always trying to set the example of doing hard things in my own life. And our slogan is, we do hard things in our family. And so I got to be careful in my own personal life. Am I shying away from difficult times? When I see opposition, do I turn away? Do I drive harder? And so do hard things in your business. We're all in this to grow, and you're not going to grow unless you do those tough things and continue to push to the end. When I think about pushing to the end, I don't know, I think it was a couple Winter Olympics ago, there was this snowboarder. She had the largest lead, and she was coming down to the last jump, and she wanted to do this cool trick to kind of showboat at the end. And so she does this trick, and she wrecks. And then whoever is in second place comes trucking along like a few seconds later. They were that far behind, and takes first place. And, if they would have stopped or wouldn't push hard to the end, who knows? They could have been passed, or they maybe didn't have that opportunity to take first place. So always push hard to the end. And so today, what I thought about talking about, and I've had this on my mind a lot, and if you guys have any comments, or if I'm talking too much or it's getting annoying or long, just let me know. Just jump in and cut me off anytime. But what I wanted to talk about is how to develop leaders. And really this could be directed at you, or maybe it's with you to help your coaches. How do we help your coaches on your team become better leaders? And in this business, we all need leaders on our team to help carry the load. We can't do it alone. To be successful, to reach our goals, we have to be a leader ourselves first. And then we also got to invest our time and effort in creating and building leaders on our team to reach our full potential. So I wanted to talk about that today. And I want to talk about being a leader versus being a follower. Okay, so ask yourself, are you a leader or are you a follower? And some of the thoughts that I had about leaders versus followers. Leaders are self-starters. And let me clarify something really quick. A leader doesn't have to have a large team. You could be a brand new coach and be a leader. So let me make sure that's clear. Okay, so when I think of a leader, I think of somebody that's a self-starter, someone that takes ownership. They're self-motivated. Those are a couple things. What are some other things that you guys can think of? When you think of a leader, what are some of your thoughts about that? If we do this on the call, do we participate? Let's do it. When you think leader, what do you think? I'm going to call on people. Confident. Okay, I love it. Somebody who's confident. Anything else? Strong, motivating, goal setter. Knows their stuff. This is good. Keep it coming.
I think what Joellen just said was knows their stuff. I think being a leader is not always having the answers, but looking for the answers and, working hard to always progressively grow and send that backwards. And part of being a good leader is teaching others to lead and not managing.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Someone just said, not afraid to fail. Oh my gosh, I love that. I think that's so true. Not passionate. This is all very good. Now let's talk about followers. Some of my thoughts about followers. Followers, scared always. Love it. What else? Hesitant. Looking for validation. Yeah. Yes. Unsure of themselves, insecure. Yeah, these are all good things. I mean, those are all good ways of describing followers, not things that we really want to be. So as we talk about some of these things, what category do you fall into? Are you a leader or are you a follower? Some of the things I wanted to talk about, there's just some things that have been in my mind, some things that I've heard from other coaches that they do to help build leaders. So let me just share a few things that are on my mind. And if you guys have things you want to add, feel free to add at any time. When I think of leaders, I think about being a CEO. When you start this business, you are doing that. You're starting a business. You are the owner of this brand new business and you're in charge. And it's your responsibility to make sure that this business is successful. You're personally responsible for your success. And I tell people all this time, it is to have upline support in this business is a benefit. It's a huge benefit, but it's not a requirement. Okay? So to have upline support is a huge benefit. And you join a team for a reason because you feel like you'll get that benefit from these upline coaches. And so be grateful. If you get support, which I know you do, if you're getting that support, it's a huge blessing and it can really help you avoid some huge obstacles in your business. But it's not a requirement. It's your success is going to come from your efforts. I was a part of a startup before I came to Beachbody. We invested a lot of money to start this company. And it would have been nice to have had a mentor to hold our hand, to direct us, to give us guidance along the way, but we did not have that. And so it was our responsibility to make sure that we, were successful, that we were responsible for some investment money. And all of that was a big pressure on us, and it was our responsibility to make sure that we didn't fail. Failure wasn't an option in that case. And so realize that it's your responsibility to be the CEO. So that's my first thought. Be the CEO. And when you have new coaches come into the business, make it clear from day one, this is your business. I'm here to support you and help you, but you're responsible for your success. You are the owner of your business. Okay. Another thing I've been thinking about. Among our teams, we got to create an environment for your coaches to succeed. Okay? Create an environment for your coaches to succeed. Now, what does that mean? I was reading one of John Maxwell's books, and I can't remember which one it was, but he shared an example. He shared an example of sharks. And he said that sharks, he talked about how popular they are for aquariums. A lot of people want to have a shark because they're fun to look at, they're beautiful, whatever. I don't know the reason. But he said that a shark in an aquarium will only grow to the size that matches its space, meaning that it won't reach its full size if it's in an aquarium. But if you take it out of the aquarium and move it into the ocean, it will grow and reach its full size potential. And I love this example. What kind of environment do you have on your team? Is it an aquarium Are you only allowing your coaches to grow a certain amount? Or is it like the ocean? Do you give your coaches every opportunity to succeed? So what kind of environment do you have on your team, and what does it look like? What does it look like to have a good environment? I think first, building belief is a big part of it. When coaches come in, you first instill that belief in them and help them see that let them know that they can accomplish their goals. You give your coaches opportunity to lead, right? Leadership opportunities. Do you give your coaches those opportunities? Giving credit when they have success or one of their coaches has success, letting them know that success is a result of leadership. Praising success, a positive attitude, positive environment. I think a big part of it is vision. Do you have big vision? What's your vision? Is it limited? Do you have big goals for yourself? I can't remember where I read this, but someone said small vision, small leaders, big vision, big leaders. And, you're not going to attract, if you have a small vision, it's going to be hard for your coaches underneath you to have a big vision. They're going to match you. So have a big goal, big vision. Don't limit your potential and don't limit the potential of your coaches. Don't be afraid to take risks. Have confidence in yourself. Coaches that are unwilling to stretch their limits, stretch themselves, limit their growth and their potential. So set big, hairy, audacious goals. Push yourself to accomplish them. Okay, so create an environment for your coaches to succeed. All right, so when I think about leaders, another thing I think about, leaders are pace setters. Now, I think Carl Deichler is the best example of this. He works so hard, and he outworks everybody, and it's hard to keep up with him. And you guys see him; he's posting all the time. He's very busy. I mean, he's doing mentoring calls. He's running this $1 billion business. He's commenting on social media posts. He's doing all these things. He's setting the pace. So what kind of pace are you setting for your team? I feel like leaders should always try to do a little bit more. If you tell your coaches to go for Success Club 5, you go for 10. Okay, you always try to set that pace a little bit higher. There's nothing worse than working for someone. So one of my first jobs out of college, I worked for this guy, and he taught me a lot of things about leadership, a lot of things that I don't want to do. Okay, so one thing that he was really bad at, or one thing he would always do, is he would always give us these tasks. He would always give us these things to do, but he would never do them himself. So he had these huge requirements of us, but it was just us. Those were just requirements for us and not for him. And he never would hold himself to those same standards. He was never in doing the dirty work with us. And I didn't like that. I feel like a leader gets in there and gets dirty with you. They do, if they expect you to do something, they do it themselves, right? So I have a hard time with that. I can never ask somebody to do something I'm not willing to do myself. So if you're telling your coaches to have 10 invites a day, you better be doing 10 invites a day. If you're telling your coaches to put themselves out there, share their story, go share your story. That's a big part of leadership. So be the pace setter, lead by example. Another part of this is coaches need to see you working, right? So if you're going to set the pace, they've got to know about it as well. And a good way of doing that, like obviously we go for Success Club, that's a big deal, but you've also got to be signing coaches. And I say that because when you sign up a coach, they join your team call and that your coaches see that. So you've always got to be signing new coaches. And it's how cool would that be if everyone's bringing new coaches every week to your team to watch the team call grow. You say 40 people get on some weeks, it would be fun to grow that to 50, 60, 70, and even 100. So go out there, add people to your team. Success Club is great. That's how you build your business. But the residual side of this business comes from signing coaches. All right. Couple other thoughts, and then you guys can ask me any questions you would like. I think leaders set clear expectations. Okay. And I think it goes along with telling your coaches from the beginning to be a CEO. When a coach comes in, make sure that you set clear expectations for your coaches. Number one, you're the CEO of this business. It's your responsibility to make sure that you're successful. Also, if you want to be successful, here are the things that you should do. Number one, to reach any of your goals in this business, you have to hit Success Club. So every month, hit Success Club. You know what I'm saying. So set those clear expectations from the beginning so your coaches know where to go. Teach them from the beginning. And if you're thinking about what type of expectations to set, I would go directly to the leadership ladder. I would look at those things that they focus on in leadership ladder, and those are the things that I'm going to teach my coaches about. Those are the expectations I'm going to set for my coaches. So if they talk about hitting Success Club, it's Success Club. If they talk about in leadership ladder, which they do, getting your coaches to hit Success Club or earn Success Club points, that's another thing that you need to talk to your coaches about. Volume is another thing. Talk to your coaches about volume, how to build for volume. Those are all expectations that you should set for your coaches. And a successful leader sets clear expectations for their coaches. I know that I come into work and I know exactly what my expectations are. I have a list of priorities and I know what's expected. So I know every day I can sit down and go to work and there's no confusion. And if I didn't have those, then I would sit here and do whatever I wanted, really. I would do what I felt was effective, which may not always be right. So set those clear expectations. Okay, one more thing. We all have big goals, right? But remember, those goals are our own. They're not necessarily the goals of your coaches, okay? So leaders focus on the desires of their coaches or of their people, right? So when your coaches, take the time to get to know what your coaches' desires are, understand their why, and know what their goals are. And because you have a big goals, like I know a lot of times we have coaches that want to hit, 5-star, 10-star. And in order for them to do that, they need coaches to hit diamond. So they push for diamond really hard. But that might not be the coach's goal. And once your coach can see that you really care about their success and you really care about them reaching their own personal goal, then I think they start to listen a little bit more. And they realize that you're there to help them. And so take the time to understand what your coach's goals are and invest your time and effort in helping them reach their goals. And unfortunately, if their goal is not to be a 15-star diamond coach, that's okay. But you'll be able to help them be successful if you focus on their desires. And that's what we're about, trying to help people see success and reach their potential and accomplish their goals. Guys, I guess to be successful in this business, you can't do it alone. You need to build a team of leaders and not followers. And there are some leaders out there that have been very successful that has a team full of followers. And I guess you can make it to a certain level in this business with a team full of followers. But at that point, you're putting a lot on your plate. It's requiring you to do everything, every team call, all the trainings, and everybody relies on you. But I promise you, building leaders is going to help you have greater success, reach your goals quicker, and make it so it's more manageable. The last thing we want for you guys to do is to get burned out. So creating leaders helps you carry that load. So first, take the time to become a better leader yourself. Dive into personal development. Look for opportunities to stretch yourself. Go outside of your comfort zone. We're about growing in this business. And then, and first of all, that process of becoming a leader never ends, right? It's continual. And then take the time and invest your time and effort into building leaders on your team. John Maxwell in 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership talks about the law of explosive growth. And any of you that have read that book know what I'm talking about. The law of explosive growth. He talks about Papa John's and how Papa John's went from a 100-store business to like a 1,000+ store business in a short period of time. And the transition that he made is, at first, he felt like he needed to have control over everything, that he needed to manage every store and have that responsibility for himself. And then he realized for him to reach his goals, he had to invest time and effort into building leaders. And he did that. And, because of that, his business saw a huge growth, and they're very successful today. So take the time, energy to become a leader yourself and build leaders on your team. Okay, what do you guys have? Like, what else do you want to add to that? What are some other things that you guys are doing? How are you developing leaders on your team? I want to hear from you guys. And you can unmute and talk as well, right? Lauren, is that cool with you?
Yeah. All you have to do is unmute yourself. You have permission to do that. I'm going to start. I've recently been seeing, I really built my business at the beginning on a lot of discount coaches. And I'm really seeing that when my mindset changed to being a leader and growing my business, that even people who were discount coaches are now starting to really see the fruition for that and wanting that for themselves. So I really think the main thing about being a leader is being a leader. And that I've always said to my coaches, my goals for you are what your goals are, but don't be surprised if your goals, you're shortchanging yourself. So I always try to lead them in more ways to say, well, one will say, I want to be Emerald by Summit. Well, that's the easiest thing you can do. You could do that next week. But really, what are your goals? Like, let go of the superficial and let's dig deeper into what you really want. And not being afraid to say that and not being afraid to push them a little bit more has been fruitful for them.
Nice. I love that. Anybody else? I feel like I'm always developing myself, hamster on a wheel. I mean, it's a continual process, right? Like, we've always got to be developing ourselves. And, that's why, honestly, Beachbody puts a lot of focus and emphasis on personal development. And that's for a reason. We can only grow our business as much as we grow as a person. And John Maxwell talks about this all the time. He talks about leaders people are only attracted to leaders that are better leaders than themselves, right? They're never attracted to a leader that's below them. So we've always got to be improving ourselves and growing so we can attract those stronger leaders. But personal development is a big deal. And for me, I try to get it in first thing in the morning, because I feel like if I wake up in the morning, get my workout in, get my personal development done, it changes the way that I approach my day. And it changes the way I talk. It changes the way I do everything. So it gives me that confidence I need throughout the day, and it helps me be more successful. So, all right, guys, what else?
Jeff, that I feel, those people that feel like they got to be fixed before they go to church, like you can't walk in the door. That's how I feel like I approach my business. Like, I got to make sure everything is right before I jump into the next step. And it really does hold me back. And I try, I'm doing the reading and the failing forward and the devotionals, and it's still something within myself. But I guess the positive point is that I know it's an issue.
Yeah.
I'm not, blinded by my own mistakes, but it's really hard. That's what I meant when I said I feel like I hamster on a wheel, is that I'm just going in circles and afraid to jump off.
Okay. A lot of people are like that, first of all, like all of us. But let me tell you this, personal development is not just reading a book. Personal development is application, right? Like, if you think about fitness, if you just read fitness books, you're not going to lose weight or experience a transformation. You've got to apply it. And it sucks at first, but it gets easier and easier the more you do it. So the good thing is yes, you've identified that fear is kind of holding you back. But gosh, just start simple. Pick one thing, tackle that, and it becomes easier and easier. Then move on to something else. Because once you start gaining that confidence, I mean, there's no stopping you. And usually, I think, yeah. Just be willing to challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone, because you can't grow unless you do.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I've learned recently, sorry, I'm getting over strep, so I sound kind of weird.
Dang it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but one of the biggest things that I've been really struggling with since starting coaching is I think getting organized and actually writing out. And that's one of the things that I've talked to Crystal a lot about, is like getting a planner and saying, okay, I'm going to do this at this time and this at this time. I work 2 jobs. I'm in school. I'm doing Beachbody. So it's like trying to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to work out at this time. I'm going to do my personal development. I have school, and then I have to go to work, and then I have to do this. And I've got to work in my business at this time. So that's one of the biggest things that I've really been working on lately.
Well, I mean, we could have a long discussion about organization, time management. But I think the key, and I know you guys have probably heard the win the day concept. The win the day concept, a big part of that is coming up with those 5 to 8 things you do each day. Okay. If you can come up with those 5 to 8 things that are controllable that you can do each day, and find time to do those each day, that's the key, because that's going to ensure that your business is always growing. So when you start trying to get organized, manage your time, and fit everything in, my advice would be, let's come up with those basics, those important, vital activities, and let's plan those in. And then if we have more time, we can get to the bonus stuff. But honestly, I think a lot of us struggle with organization. And if you're working jobs and you have kids, like, it's hard to plan it out. But just know what those basic activities are, those vital activities are, and do them every day. And it may require waking up a little bit earlier and staying up a little bit late, but that's the key. Just do those things, fit those things in, plan those things in, and you'll at least be growing your business every day. What else, guys? What I do want to tell you is I talk with coaches every day. Energy Boost House always does. I talk with coaches every day, and they're not all the same. They come from different backgrounds. They have different life situations, different strengths, weaknesses. And, I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter what your situation is. Doesn't matter what your background is. Doesn't matter where you are in your business right now. I'm telling you, anybody can be successful in this business. There's a proven system. It takes time. It takes consistency. But all that stuff's worth it. And I wish you guys could see what I see every day. There's so many coaches that are having success in this business. Every one of you can be successful in this business and reach your goals. Like, I don't think any other company can say that. They'll tell you that, but I mean it. Like, anybody, doesn't matter what your background is, you can make this business work. And it's going to be hard, and it's going to take time, but it's so worth it. Let's see, what does it say? I'm going that first page. Okay, I love that. Sam, what's your rank?
I'm currently a diamond coach.
You're currently a diamond coach, and then your emerald coaches.
Yes. Carissa's one of my new emeralds. She's one of the ones from Super Sunday. She's been working her business like less than a month, and she's got 3 coaches and 6 Success Club points.
You said less than a month?
Yes.
Dude, you're killing it.
I signed 3 coaches in the past week.
Oh my gosh. How are you doing this? Guys, we need to just hear from Carissa. Is that okay?
Yes.
Carissa, tell us what you're doing.
I wish I knew. I'm very transparent, and that's, I think, my big thing is I am very transparent. I long depression and in my posts and said the old me a couple months ago, I would have spent that time eating, and I wasn't eating as often as I should. I wasn't drinking as much water as I should, but the food choices I was making was better than what I was doing before. And that's one of the things I aim for, is to be better today than I was yesterday. Even if it's only, getting one more container in, or, drinking one more bottle of water, or just reaching out to a few people, because that was really hard for me in the beginning too. I kind of thought I had to be better myself before I could help anybody else. And from the beginning, I kept my posting open, and then I just had people message me, and they're like, all right, I'm tired of watching, let's do this. So I'm still I'm still hesitant, but I'm getting more firm on my feet with I can do this.
Dude, oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan. So I love that. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit, you're growing every day. You're getting better every day. That's all we need to do, right? Just get better every day. Dude, congratulations, Krista. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Keep going. And it's not always going to be this easy, by the way.
I know.
But know that, and do whatever it takes. Like, push through when it becomes hard. Push through. Stay focused. Make it happen. Carissa's on my team. You did a good job of putting together a team, that's for sure. Candy, I mean, that's awesome. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys except for just keep going. It's worth it. Every day, every obstacle. I mean, it's tough, but in the end, it's going to be well worth it. And I can promise you, if you stay consistent every day, if you're consistent every day, you'll look back in the next year or two and be so grateful that you put this work in, because your life is going to be completely different. Thank you so much for everything you do. Like I said at the beginning, we are such a great company because of you guys. So keep pushing, keep going, and we're here to support you. I'm here to support you any way that I can. Feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, I'd love to help you any way that I can to reach your goals. Any other questions you guys have for me? It can be about anything, like how to raise 3 girls. I'm an expert in that now. Or maybe actually, can you guys give me advice on that? No, anyways, do you guys have any questions for me? Zero.
Well,
I mean, I have all the secrets.
if we don't have any questions, does anybody have any questions for myself or that you want to relate to Crystal? She just texted me. She's like 9 miles away.
It's too late.
Too late. Any questions? Anything? Going once? Going twice? Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time tonight and talking to us. I definitely got a lot out of what you shared with us. We end our calls in optional prayer. If you want to stay on and pray with us, you are more than welcome.
Let's do this.
If not, feel free to sign off along with anybody else. If you don't want to stay for prayer, feel free to sign off.
Is there exit music? After the prayer?
Just the angels choir.
You should think about that.
I should think about that. All right.
Let's do this.
I'll go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for first we thank you for your blessings. We are so blessed to be a part of a company that is so uplifting, so motivating, and just allows us to fully reach our dreams no matter what they are, and the tools that they give us and the resources that we have. And we just thank you for Jeff for taking the time to speak to us tonight and to give us his knowledge and share his passion with us. And I just ask as we go through the weekend and we continue on till we meet again next Thursday, that you keep us centered and focused, and we keep you at the forefront of our business, and to always remember that we lead with integrity, and that whether or not we have reached our goals, that we have our goals set forth, and as long as we continue delivering our message with integrity and we continue empowering others, they will come to us and they will be able to change their lives. So I pray that you continue to give us patience and you continue to give us diligence, and just thank you for all your blessings again. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
You guys are so awesome.
Have an awesome night, everybody. I hope you all have a good night, and we will see you again next week.
Bye, Lauren. Hug Crystal for me.
I will. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.